I just want to say welcome to everyone and thank you for joining us for What's the 411. My name is Seneca Bing and I am the chairman of the hashtag CAP College Admissions Process Committee, and you'll learn a little bit more about that in just a minute. But for now, I am going to turn it over to Dr. Toyce Haig Palmer, who will begin our workshop. Thank you. I think you're muted.
Sorry, a little snafu there. Good evening, everyone. We are so happy that you are joining us this evening, taking the time out. We have a lot of ground to cover tonight, and it's going to be fun and exciting. But first, let me draw your attention to the disclaimer at the bottom of the first slide that you see there, just to let you know this event is going to be recorded. And so if you are uncomfortable with that, feel free to turn off your camera. That's no problem. We totally understand that. And then also we ask that during the whole session that you keep your microphones on mute, just to allow time for others to hear what's going on. So let me just go down briefly with our agenda that we have here. We've already done some brief greetings and welcome. We're going to talk a little bit about, I'm just going to go through a little bit about what CAP, hashtag CAP, what that stands for and what that means. We have some exciting college presentations today, great people, great institutions that you'll hear briefly about today. And then after the presentations, we're going to move right on into our breakout sessions. Well, where you will be able to choose a breakout room with one of the colleges that you're interested in. We have an HBCU, we have two HBCUs, hopefully. We have Central State and Wilberforce University. We have the Ohio State University, University of Cincinnati. We have Columbus State Community College represented. And we also have two private institutions, a religious institution, Baylor Christian College, and also the Art Academy in Cincinnati. So we'll have those breakout sessions. You can join the rooms, choose where you want to go, ask questions. We'll be there briefly, and then we'll come all back together as a group. Again, this is just some Zoom etiquette here for you. Kind of remember this. Raise your hand if you have a question. There's a little blue icon there. In the chat, feel free to let us know who you are. Although we have some of that information, but we'll probably have some new people join us that did not officially get the registration, but they're probably joining some of your friends and other family members. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Also, again, keep yourself on mute. So briefly, I'm not going to read this to you. Hashtag CAP, what it is a signature program of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And basically, it stands for the college application process. Our job and our desire, what we want to do is to make sure those rising students go to college, have a guide, a step-by-step guide for us to help you go into college, choose a college, and get through the college process. And so again, that's what we're here for. We have a series of different sessions that talk about the college process, but in a nutshell, that's what it stands for. And you can read it all there. Now, this is the good stuff. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. One thing I did want to say, if you have questions, please use the chat. Our committee members, they are all there and they're monitoring the chat. So please make sure you utilize it and ask any questions. And then again, remember, there is going to be time that we'll go to the breakout sessions. But here's just a list of the colleges that are there, that are here with us tonight. They're going to go in alphabetical order. And so I'm going to turn it over to our first one, which is the Art Academy in Cincinnati. Danielle.
All right, hi everyone. Here. I will go ahead and share my screen real quick. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Perfect. So like she said, we are the Art Academy of Cincinnati. We are located in Cincinnati, Ohio, so not too terribly far away. And today I'm going to tell you a little bit about our program, what we actually have students working on at the Art Academy, careers, and kind of like anything and everything in between as well. And then I'll also let you know I'm an alumni of the school. So I have a little bit of expertise being a student, but also being on the admission side. So I've kind of been able to see what it's like for both ends and answer any questions for that too. So we are going to be a rather petite sized school of around 200 students. Every now and then it becomes around 215, but for the most part, 200 is our sweet spot. We were founded in 1869, so we've been around for quite a while as well, but we try to stay as up to date with our curriculum as possible. So this is going to be a breakdown of our majors and minors. And for this, it might look a little bit small, but just because we have this amount of majors and minors doesn't mean that you can't learn about everything and anything you want to in the creative field. And so you could say, maybe you want to be a design major, but you're really interested in sculpture or photography. Well, you can take classes in those fields as well, because we have a transdisciplinary program, which really allows you not only to learn everything you're interested in art-wise, but you can also it will also really help you for a career field as well. So when you go to apply for a job, you can say, oh, I know how to use the Adobe suite. I know how to work with plaster. I've done screen printing. So that way it helps you really stand out in multiple ways. But this is also a really great breakdown of the time you'll spend at the Art Academy. So with this, your time is going to be 2/3 studio-based and 1/3 liberal arts-based. And that's pretty much saying that 2/3 of your time, you're actually going to be creating artwork, whether that be in your studio or in the class. And here are some examples of some studio arts classes outside of a major. And then also you'll be doing 1/3 of your time with liberal arts, which basically is just reading and writing and comprehension. However, we don't have you take a math or science unless you're really dying to. And then we have a consortium with a couple different universities where you can take classes off campus of the Art Academy. But with this, everything you're going to be learning about always comes right back to art. Whether you're learning about mythology, artist as writer, art history classes, and things along that line. So with our building, our artist studios are going to be the beating heart of our campus. And juniors and seniors get first pick of these studio spaces. It's anywhere from 3 to 4 people. Usually a couple best friends get a studio together. Students bring in mini fridges, couches, and it's just their space to go and just create and make work that's going to help either get them into a gallery or help them beyond that. Sometimes students say, well, we're freshmen and sophomores then if only juniors and seniors get studios. Sophomore year and freshman year, you're still primarily in the classroom working one-on-one with your faculty members, so you don't really need to worry about having a studio space, but we will have areas for you to work on in class too. And actually, this is a good example of what that would look like for a sophomore class or even a freshman class. So our facility is actually just one building, which is really helpful. So you don't have to worry about running all around a campus in snow or when it's really hot outside. And the building's very easy to get around as well, mainly because each major is broken up into different floors. So the print studios are going to be on 4N, whereas the print labs are going to be on 4S. So it's going to be really helpful, especially freshman year, first day, when you're a little bit nervous to know where you're going. But also what is really great about our facility is that once you take one intro class to each of our facilities or our labs, you're able to go back as much as you like throughout your 4 years. Like I said, we are located in downtown Cincinnati, but more specifically, the neighborhood of Over the Rhine. Our dorms are going to be directly across the street from the Art Academy, so you can wake up 5 minutes before class, walk on over, and you're good to go. And with our dorms, they are going to be more apartment style. So you'll have a full kitchen, you'll have access to laundry. And this is mainly because we want you to feel like you're an adult thriving in a city and that you're part of the community, so that you want to go and interact when we have flea markets and sell your wares, or even pre-COVID times, just go and enjoy the city as well. So you might be wondering, what is it like to get a job, or is there any help with internships or study abroad or things like that? But we are very career focused as soon as sophomore year, because not only do we want you to grow your voice as an artist, but also we want you to start thinking, well, what is life for you outside of art school? What kind of career do you want to do? And as you can see, we have quite a variety of different pathways people have gone to do. So really, the sky's the limit, and we want to help you accomplish your goals, whether you want to own your own gallery or work at Disney, kind of everything in between there too. So our application process is pretty straightforward. And with that, we can either go on to Common App or our actual website to apply. And we do have a self-reported GPA. So that way you don't have to worry about sending us a transcript in the middle of your school year. We will need one once you've graduated, but you don't have to worry about that for right now. So you have the application and the self-reported GPA, and then you have the portfolio, which the portfolio is 8 to 10 pieces of your strongest work. And with that, that is anything you're interested in and anything that you think is the best you do. It could be poems, it could be sculpture, paintings, whatever you're the most proud of, we want to see, because that's the biggest influence for your scholarship. So every student gets a scholarship, whether that is anywhere from $8,000 to $16,000. And that is primarily based off that portfolio, but we also take in a little academic merit as well. We also have a tuition promise. So all 4 years you're at the Art Academy, your tuition won't rise. So the tuition you come in as a freshman is going to be the same until you're a senior. So that way it's not only helpful to budget, but also just kind of have a better grasp on what it'll be like too. And if you're interested in applying or even signing up to get more information, you can go ahead and head over to our website. But yeah, so that was very quick. I hope it was helpful for everyone, and make sure to stop by and ask any questions. I'd love to ask them. So thanks so much.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Morton, and I'm actually representing Central State University this evening. I am actually a manager in the financial aid office, but I take great pride in being able to do the admissions piece this evening as well. And just like Miss Danielle stated, she was an alumni of her institution. I'm also an alumni of Central State as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared here and go ahead and get started. There we go. Okay, so there's a lot of information here, so I'll go quickly here so we can stay on time here. So first we're going to talk about Welcome to Marauderland. Some quick facts about Central State is that we were founded in 1887. We're the only public HBCU in Ohio, and right now we are one of the most affordable four-year degree programs in the state of Ohio. We are a suburban rural campus located in Wilberforce, Ohio. We have a small, nurturing, family-like environment, and in 2017, we were HBC of the Year, and our tenets are service, protocol, and civility. So why would we like for you to choose CSU? As you also know, most of you should know that we are an 1890 land-grant institution. So what that means is that we also have a water resource management program. We have a 100% graduation rate of pre-law students. We have a 100% graduation rate and job placement in manufacturing engineering. And we have 2 Ohio Centers of Excellence, which is the Advanced Energy Emergency Technologies and the Cultural and Societal Transformation Fine and Performing Arts. And we also have a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We do also have 38 degree programs. The first is our College of Business. You will see all of the majors that we have listed here. You have your accounting and your business administration and the concentrations that follow under that. You also see here that in 2018, the HBCU Digest did name us the Academic Program of the Year for our Summer Banking Institute. Next, you will see the College of Education. So you'll see all the majors that you can major in under the College of Education and be degreed in. The next one is CESTA, also known as the College of Engineering, Science, Technology, and Agriculture. You will also see the majors there that you can also degree in. The next one is Sciences, and under that, all of the majors are also listed. Next, you will see that here at Central State, we do have intercollegiate athletics. We are NCAA Division II. We are in the SEAC conference and other conference for football, and the GMAC conference for other sports. We do have men's teams. You'll see basketball, cross country, football, tennis, track and field, both indoor and outdoor. And also starting the next following school year, we actually will have volleyball as a men's program as well. For the women's teams, we have basketball, cross country, track and field, and volleyball. If you should need any further information about this, you can go to maraudersports.com. Next, we kind of talk about the student life and development, that the experience is Central State. You will see here, we talk about the Invincible Marching Marauders, which is the band. We have the Grammy-nominated chorus. We do have Pan-Hellenic organizations, also known as your Greek organizations. We have 38 other student organizations. We have student government, Royal Court, Mr. and Miss CSU. We have Homecoming and Spring Fest. You can be part of being a tour guide and student ambassador. So the admission criteria as of fall 2020, which will be the same for fall 2021, is that we would like for students to have a 2.5 GPA is preferred, but you can have a minimum of a 2.2, and your ACT and SAT is optional. Some of the scholarships and grant opportunities available is you have your athletic scholarships, ROTC, band, choir, performing arts. We also offer freshman, transfer, upper class merit. We have scholarships within the education department, and there's also a Charles H. Wesley Presidential Scholarship. As an incoming freshman, you also have the opportunity to have an incoming scholarship that is renewable each school year up to 4 years. So if you give us your high school transcript and you have a 2.0 to 3.29 is $2,000, 3.3 to 3.69 is $3,000, and a 3.7 to 4 is $4,000. Here's some of the opportunities here. You can also see there's a BOSTEM Ag scholarships that students can receive. This is for any of those CESTA or those engineering majors. There's also a Choose Ohio First for students that are interested in being computer science majors. The next one you'll see here is that there's also a USDA scholarship known as the United States Department of Agriculture. This one here is this is the one that will pay everything for you. So it pays your room and board, your tuition, your fees, books, and any type of incidentals as well. The next one here, again, it talks about what it provides, your full scholarship, housing, computer, printer, books, summer internships every summer, and job upon graduation. And it talks about who is also eligible, students at an HBCU pursuing a bachelor's degree in agriculture, food, natural resource sciences, and related academic disciplines, as well as business and management. So how do you apply? So if you go to centralstate.edu, you select Apply Now, and it will start you through the application process. Where would you send your transcripts? To expedite processing times, you would submit your official transcript via one of the below electronic methods. So for freshmen, you would send an email directly to admissions@centralstate.edu, or you can also send your information via parchment.com, also known as Naviance, or sendedu.org. If anyone is a transfer, you know someone who wants to transfer in, they would do the same thing, except they would need information from the National Student Clearinghouse and eScripts.safe. And that's all that I have this evening as far as admissions. Thank you so much, and I will pass it on over.
Thanks so much for passing that over. Like the two previous presenters, I am also an alumni of my institution. So I am here with Columbus State Community College. I am working real fast here to try and get my presentation loaded up for everyone. But in just a moment, we will go ahead and get started. So my name is Danielle. I'm with Columbus State Community College. I have 3 colleagues that travel out to about 200 different high schools in the Central Ohio area. With the 4 of us, we are traveling out to 200 high schools, but here at Columbus State, we actually have 8 locations for our students to take classes at. So whether you want the campus experience at either our Columbus campus or our Delaware campus, or the regional learning center. So we have smaller sections of buildings that we either rent or are owning in order to keep our costs and affordability down for our students. So not all of our programs are available at each of our RLCs, but we have them available to work around your schedule. We also offer online courses both during COVID, even before COVID, whether you want to do an individual course or an entire program online, we're here in whatever setting that fits with you. Cool thing about Columbus State is you're allowed to take classes at as many or as few locations as you would like. So if you want to take one class at every location every semester, more power to you. You might be spending a little more on gas than you originally budgeted for though. So you're also welcome to take classes any day of the week. So we have classes 7 days a week. Our earliest classes start as early as 8 in the morning. Our latest classes end as late as 11:30 at night. So we're really about being here and ready for our students when it's best and convenient for them. So regardless of what else you have going on during school, we're trying to be here for you. At Columbus State, we do offer over 200 different programs, and to list those all on the screen, it gets a little overwhelming. So what we've done is we've broken them down into 8 academic pathways. If you go to our home screen, you can actually find these pathways, and within each pathway, it'll give you a breakdown of each individual major we have, ranging anywhere from a 1-class certificate all the way through 2-year associate's degrees. In the next couple slides, we'll talk about the 4 different types of associate's degrees that we offer here at Columbus State, and talk about the kind of different options that you have. So depending on what your major is, will determine what pathway you're in, and it just gives you a better idea if you do decide to change your mind later on. These are some similarly related fields that your credits may work in if you change your major. Like I mentioned, we have 4 different types of associate's degrees. The first 2 are listed here in those parentheses. Those are our Associate of Applied Sciences and our Associate of Technical Studies. So not a lot of students realize that, yes, you can go on and get an education, and yes, you can get a college degree, but it doesn't have to be a bachelor's degree. We have programs that will still work for bachelor's degrees, so I'll talk about those in a minute. But there are several fields that actually make decent money with an associate's degree. So associate's degrees are, generally speaking, completed in around 2 years of school. And depending on the field that you're interested in, some fields like healthcare, computer science, engineering, and manufacturing are making upwards of $85,000 a year after 2 years of school. And we'll talk about it a little bit more later on, but 76% of Columbus State students are actually graduating with little to no college loan debt. So we think that's pretty cool, and we'd love to help you be a part of that if cost is something that you're concerned about. Now, like I mentioned, there are still ways to get a bachelor's degree. If you can see the link at the bottom of my screen here, that's cscc.edu/transfer. We actually have transfer agreements with 40 other institutions, not only in state, but out of state as well, including schools like West Virginia, Cincinnati, and even Central State University. So depending on what you're interested in, we might already have programs and pathways lined up. We know that you're going to work with Thomas at OSU and the admissions department if you're interested in transferring. We know you're going to work with Greg in Franklin. So these preferred pathway partners will work with our Associate of Arts and our Associate of Science degrees to build a foundation for you to complete your bachelor's, start your bachelor's here and complete it at those schools. So these are just some of the options, and these are some of our partners that will guarantee you acceptance after completing a degree at Columbus State. College can be expensive, and what we like to talk about is our affordability. For an in-state student, our tuition is less than $5,000 a year, meaning that in theory, if you were to complete 2 years here at Columbus State and then 2 years at a public university, you could be getting a bachelor's degree for less than $63,000. Now, I know that that's still a lot of money, and it's definitely nothing to sneeze at, but we have lots of different scholarship opportunities for our students. Like I've mentioned, 76% of us are graduating debt-free, and that's kind of a statistic that not enough colleges can say. So utilizing things like FAFSA, utilizing scholarships, we have some like our first generation scholarship. If your parents or guardians didn't complete a bachelor's degree, that could be $1,000 that you're eligible for. Depending on your major, we have our Future Scientists of Ohio Scholarship. It includes full tuition for 2 years of school, and that's for anybody interested in the STEM field, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you're an honors student, or maybe you want to work on that GPA to become an honors student, there's a $2,000 scholarship that you can apply for up to 2 years. You know, like I mentioned, our tuition's not even $5,000. To be able to save $2,000 right off the top is not a bad gig. And then if anybody is graduating this year, all of my seniors, the class of 2021, our Future Leader Scholarship will open in March of 2021. So that's some things to think about, and you're actually able to stack scholarships. So don't think that you just have to apply for one or you just get one. You might be able to stack multiples. This is pretty much our admissions process. We are not on the Common App because our application is free, and we thought it would be kind of silly to charge you that $50 Common App fee that we don't normally charge our students. So our application is completely free, it's online, and it doesn't require an essay. Once you've been accepted, we want a copy of your high school transcripts because we want to get a better idea of what classes you're ready for. If you have completed an ACT or an SAT, we'd love to have those scores. But if you haven't, don't stress out about it. We have our own free placement testing that gives our advisors an idea of what classes to sign you up for. And after this is all said and done, you're going to attend a new student orientation in order to actually sign up for your classes. So 3 easy steps: apply, send us your transcripts, and attend orientation. If you're able to see my screen, I definitely suggest screenshotting this, taking this picture. I'll show it later on in my breakout session, but this is basically the ways to contact our admissions department, our financial aid department, as well as our international student services department. So that is pretty much all of my presentation. I will hand it on over to the next presenter.
Mr. Giles, I believe you're up next.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to Kappa Alpha for getting us engaged or inviting us to this event this evening. My name is Thomas Giles. I serve as the Assistant Director of Outreach and Recruitment at The Ohio State University on the Columbus campus. I have a few things that I want to share with you this evening, so we will go right into it here. Ohio State University is the largest university in Ohio and one of the largest comprehensive campuses in the country. Now, that size should not intimidate you because there is strength and opportunity in that size that can only benefit you. Ohio State is home to more than 200 majors and more than 500 minor specializations and tracks, allowing you to tailor your academic experience. For example, in our nationally ranked Fisher College of Business, your degree will be a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, and you will choose from one of 12 specializations, ranging from accounting to finance, international business, and more. These options allow you the flexibility to be interdisciplinary with opportunities that can range from the STEM to the arts and everything in between. The benefit of this is typically seen when you begin exploring internships and co-op opportunities. All of our colleges and schools provide and encourage experiential learning for our students. And experiential learning is a wonderful way to help students get prepared for life after college. And at Ohio State, we take great pride in preparing our students for life after college. And I'm just going to highlight just a few that you see here. Internships. Internships is a wonderful way to get that hands-on experience. And at Ohio State, every single one of our schools and colleges at Ohio State offers career services that will help make you aware of those internship and co-op experiences. These experiences can be volunteer, paid, and provide a great hands-on learning in the career setting. The next one I want to talk about is right there in the middle, and you see the young man with purple gloves, a hat, and goggles on. As a tier 1 research institution, and basically what that means is that Ohio State performs research at the highest level. Ohio State encourages all of our students in the undergraduate education to participate in research. Now, research doesn't just happen in lab areas like the young man in the purple gloves there. It happens across all of our disciplines, and it's not always just in one specific campus. In fact, in many cases, many of our regional campuses offer hands-on experiences that are occurring outside of the classroom. Next is the one that's right in the middle when you see the students doing the OHIO. And we like to call that the Buckeye handshake, because you can be just about anywhere in the world and yell out OH, and you're going to receive a resounding IO. And that's study abroad. With more than 100 study abroad opportunities spanning more than 40 countries on all 7 continents, the world is your campus. And at Ohio State, we hope and expect that you will take advantage of an opportunity for education abroad. You might be thinking, okay, Bowtie Guy, how do I travel or education abroad? Good question. Let me answer that for you. Through our second year transformational experience program, or STEP as we like to call it, it happens in your sophomore year. When you complete roughly 9 opportunities in your sophomore year, you will be eligible to receive a $2,000 stipend that can be used towards any opportunity that you otherwise could not have taken advantage of. Why not use it for study abroad? It's an amazing opportunity. Now, whether you want to go to the Galapagos Islands and get some vitamin D to study iguanas, you can certainly do so. Or you can go to Antarctica and study at The Ohio State University's Bird, Polar, and Climate Research Center. So not only are you getting hands-on experience, you get to learn from 2 Ohio State faculty, you get to do it halfway across the world in a frozen tundra. Last but not least, that's in the bottom right-hand corner of service learning. At Ohio State, we believe that service has no boundaries. Across all of our campuses and the world, our Buckeyes are involved in service projects that are connected to their major, their interests, and their communities. And our students are learning alongside peers and professionals who are making a difference in their community. On the Columbus campus, all of our students are required to live on campus in their freshman and sophomore years. That's the first 2 years. We believe that living on campus only enhances your academic experience and your success as a student. All of our residence halls will have a live-in resident advisor that will help you navigate your Ohio State experience. There are more than 1,400 clubs and organizations at Ohio State University. So if you are a homebody, and you like to text your friends every weekend and say there is nothing to do at Ohio State, I can honestly tell you that you are so lying because there is plenty to do at Ohio State University, ranging from there's a badminton club, there is a salsa dancing club, there's even a theme park engineering club. Now look, I'm from the South, so when I found out that there was a bread making club, I lost my mind. Yes, there is a bread making club. So they range from academic, community service, intramural sports, and more. And last but not least, I wanted to highlight the application. And so for any seniors on this webinar this evening, for the 2021 application cycle, the Ohio State University has adopted a test optional policy. And what that means is there's one single question on the application that asks how you would like to have your application considered. If you select no, then that means that your application will be complete once we have your official high school transcript with your senior schedule and the common application. If you select yes, you want your test scores to be considered, then your application will be complete once we have your official test scores, your official high school transcript with the senior schedule, and the common application. So again, wanted to just highlight some quick things for you there. We do hope that you, if you haven't already submitted your application from my seniors, we hope that you plan to do so. And from my upcoming seniors, definitely be in contact with us here at Ohio State. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kendra Dewberry. I work for the University of Cincinnati in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's great to see you all. I have a little bit of information about the opportunities available to students at UC. And that first slide says it all. It's a great day to be a Bearcat. There are tons of opportunities available to our students. We celebrated our 200th anniversary last year, so we have a really long history of academic excellence, and we keep moving forward. As far as how many students we have, we're the second largest school in the state of Ohio. We have just under 47,000 students across all 3 of our campuses. That's going to be undergraduate students as well as students pursuing graduate work and professional programs. At our Uptown campus, which is about 1.5 miles from downtown Cincinnati, we have 26,798 students. So a large student population. You have all the amenities and opportunities that come from being part of a large, diverse urban Research One university, but absolutely still a community sense, a tight-knit feel. You will see new faces every day as well as familiar faces. As far as what do we have to offer you for academic programs, we have over 350 majors, a wide variety of opportunities. If you know exactly what you want to study, that is great. We have faculty and staff to make sure that you get all the experiences that you need as well as the ones you want. And if you're undecided, we have faculty and staff to help you identify the program that's going to be the best fit for you. Those 350 majors are going to be in our 13 academic colleges. So our College of Arts and Science, the Lindner College of Business, the College of Engineering and Applied Science, and so on. A wide variety of opportunities available for you, and you can find all that information online and do some assessments to see what might be a good fit. And even though we are a large school, we work really hard to make sure that our students have the opportunity to interact with their peers inside and outside the classroom, as well as their faculty members. So we have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio right now. As far as what you're going to be doing to enhance your learning, experience counts is the title of the slide, and that is absolutely true. Experiential learning is in the DNA of UC. It's a hallmark of a UC education. We were the school that created co-op in 1906, so a variety of our programs, including all of the majors in the College of Engineering and Applied Science, DAP, which is Design, Architecture, Art, and Planning. Our IT students will all have co-op built into their program. Those are going to be 5-year programs, still only 4 years of class and 4 years of tuition, but you have a year and a half of real world working experience built in, and our students are going to be paid for that depending upon your co-op industry and your location, whether physically or virtual. Our students are earning about $35,000 to $65,000 for that year and a half of experience, which they can use toward the cost of their education, which is great. The rest of our students are going to have internship opportunities, whether academic or professional. So are you earning course credit or having a paid or unpaid internship? Clinicals for our healthcare related students. Research is available to everyone. As far as artistic performance, we have our College Conservatory of Music, And in a more normal year, they put on over 1,000 performances for our students in the surrounding community. So great opportunities there. As far as being involved on campus, because you are not just going to go to class, although your student experience as far as academics, studies come first. We want to make sure that we are recruiting incoming, not just incoming freshmen, but recruiting future alumni of the University of Cincinnati. So we want to make sure you're supported academically, but as an entire person. So we have learning communities so that you're connected with students with similar interests. We have our Learning Commons, which provides a variety of supports, whether group or individual tutoring, our math and science labs, supports like that. But you're going to have the opportunity to be involved in a variety of things, whether it's fraternity and sorority life, one of our over 500 student organizations that are going to be focused on community service, political ideas, religion, pop culture, you name it. There's always something going on. And a variety of other amenities to support you as a well-rounded student in your identity. So we have our Women's Center, our LGBTQ Center, the African American Cultural Resource Center, our Office of Ethnic Programs and Services. We have CAPS, which is Counseling and Psychological Services for students to make sure everything you need, we can make sure that is at your fingertips. A little bit about the city of Cincinnati that most people aren't familiar with. We have 400 of the Fortune 500 companies that have a presence here. 9 of them are headquartered in Cincinnati. That is more per capita than anywhere else in the country. So everything that you might be interested in studying has a presence here so that you can have those internships, those co-op experiences, but also have mentors in those fields. We've been named top 25 cities for young people and one of the top 5 most affordable areas in the Midwest recently. Let me go back so I can talk to you a little bit about the application process. If you are interested in all that information, sounds great. We are a member of the Common Application for our incoming first year students. You can go directly to Common App or to the UC website to do that. We have a holistic review, so everything you're sending in, we can take into consideration. So please take time on your essays and your activities list along the way. Then we're going to need those supplemental materials. So we need an official high school transcript. We need a letter of recommendation from a teacher or counselor, someone who can speak to your talents and abilities and tell us why we should consider you for admission. And then we are test optional this year for the students who are incoming fall 2021 as well as fall 2022. So you will have the opportunity to indicate if you would like to use your test score. There are 3 programs that require test score. That's early childhood education, nursing, and our university honors program. But the rest of our opportunities will be test optional. That also includes scholarships. So for in-state tuition this year, the cost is $12,138. We have a tuition guarantee. So your entire time, your 4 or your 5 years here, depending on your program, you will be able to plan ahead and know what the cost is. As far as scholarships, there's no separate application. All your application materials need to be in by December 1st, and we can consider you for all the merit-based scholarship opportunities. Most of those are going to be partial scholarships like you see on the screen, somewhere between $1,500 and $6,000, but we do have some that are full tuition as well as full ride. But again, no separate application, everything in by December 1. Definitely enjoy talking to you on that tonight. I will be in the breakout session if you have additional questions, and we have a lot of really wonderful resources available for you online, including a virtual tour and then an ability to set up appointments with our staff. Even though we're working remotely, we're still here to support you throughout your process. I'm going to turn it over to the next school.
Soror, you're on mute.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Lakita Kortner. I'll be presenting for Valor Christian College, so I will share my screen now. Okay. Again, my name is Dr. Lakita Kortner. I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs at Valor Christian College, and it is wonderful to be here with you this evening. We are located here in Columbus, Ohio. We are actually on the campus of World Harvest Church, which is near Canal Winchester. So we are a 2-year private institution at the moment, but that will be changing soon. So we have approximately 200 students on campus. Of those students on campus, we have a male and a female residence hall. We do not do co-ed, and we have a 30% commuter population. We also have online programs, which we have about 150 to 200 students. So as you can see, we're relatively small, less than 400 students, and still at the 2-year at this point. But our online students are all across the United States of America. Our students range from 17 to 91. So we do not have a typical student. And yes, our 91-year-old student actually used to drive from Cincinnati, Ohio to attend classes, but now lives in Columbus, Ohio. So we're very excited about that. So we do have students from all over Ohio and from other countries. The majority of our students are on federal financial aid. So we have work study options on campus and in the offices and studios of World Harvest Church. Since we do share their campus, we do take advantage of those opportunities for students to get that experience. Our student body is extremely diverse. Half of our student body are students of color, and the other half are Caucasian. So right now we have 13 associate programs. The AAS is Associate of Applied Science. Beginning fall of 2021, we will actually be launching our first Bachelor of Arts program. So I'm very excited about that. The programs with the double asterisks will transition to a bachelor's. We are in the progress of getting that in the final approval stages. But the programs that we offer, Advanced Leadership, Biblical Studies, Christian Ministries is a general, very broad program where students are learning pretty much a little bit about everything that we offer. Church planting for students who obviously have an interest in looking to plant a church. Communications and media, these are students who are actually behind the cameras during our chapel services, during live recordings, and many are also behind the cameras during some of the worldwide recordings that take place through World Harvest Church with Pastor Rob Parsley. Evangelism students were out on the streets, distributing food. A lot of that is still being done even during COVID, because as we know, our homeless population has gone up and there's so many people in need, and our students continue to be there to try to help those in need. That's their passion. Missions. We would typically have an annual trip to Abaco in the Bahamas, but that obviously that country, really suffered during the last storm. But our students continue to be involved in missions. The music ministry, these students they get hands-on experience during our chapel services, but they also do platform ministry during Wednesday night services and Sunday morning services at World Harvest Church. These students also have the opportunity to work with a number of recording artists who do attend the church and work behind the scenes with them and attend recording sessions. So very, very exciting. Organizational communication is one of our newer programs that is a full-blown communication major. Organizational leadership and organizational management, those are our two business programs. So for students who really want to gain those skills in leadership, business law, accounting, business communication, those are the two programs for you. Pastoral Leadership is our largest program. Students entering into that program, many of them have worked behind the scenes in their churches or want to work in pastoral care at their churches, or maybe work at senior citizen centers or work at hospitals, and they want to get that background. And then youth ministry, this is typically the middle school to high school group, not the younger babies. So we do have a youth ministry program. For academic support, we have a music lab for students in the music program, obviously with keyboards and computers, with software for students to produce music. They, as I mentioned, they do have access to the studios and to various things that happen at World Harvest Church. I mentioned that the media students work behind the camera, doing a lot of tapings. We have a learning center to assist students with writing and speech, computers in the library, peer tutoring, the Valor Peer Mentors. We have a student success coordinator who meets with students to help with advising. And many of our students meet with her for just weekly accountability meetings to help them stay on track. And we also have support for students on learning accommodations. The application, so we do have an application fee, but as a part of our application, you are to submit a personal testimony. And this is very important because this helps us to learn a little more about who you are. The pastoral recommendation is important. You'd be very surprised of what some pastors have to say about students who are trying to attend. Typically, they're always very gracious. If a student is married, we do ask for a spouse recommendation. We want to make sure that both people are on one accord as far as this next step. The official high school transcript or GED and official college transcript. So we will accept transfer credits, and that is reviewed, and we will determine what we can accept. And we're test optional. So we've pretty much always been test optional. We have very few students who submit scores, and it is not required. But certainly if you've taken the ACT or SAT and you wish to submit those scores, feel free to do so. Your personal testimony is actually very brief, and we have 3 prompts that we ask students to address in that. And we use this for a few reasons. Number one, we want to know your expectations of coming to Valor. We want to know, how have you come to know God as your personal savior? We are a Christian institution. And we also use that to really gain a sense of your writing. So our English instructor will take a look at these testimonies, and we use that as a way to try to gauge a student's writing to see how much support you may need as an incoming first-year student. So we definitely encourage you to write it and review it and have someone else review it, but don't have your parents write it. So the pastoral recommendation, we have a standard form for that, and you can see that online on our website. We're not asking any trick questions. We're just trying to gain a sense from your pastor, just a few things about your character. the official high school transcript or GED, just a standard form. And then we have scholarships. We do not have a scholarship application. So any student who has applied to Valor will automatically be considered for the scholarship. So the Dr. Lester Summerall Legacy Scholarship, that's 30% off your first year's tuition. Dr. Lester Summerall was a mentor to Pastor Rob Parsley, who was the founder of Valor Christian College. He's the pastor of World Harvest Church. Deborah George Evangelism Scholarship is 25% off your first 2 years tuition. Now remember, we're only a 2-year school right now, so that's pretty good. And Deborah George is our resident evangelist, so she comes to Columbus, Ohio, and takes the students out and does street ministry. And I've been out on the streets with them, and it's actually really powerful. So our World Changer Scholarship, this is our largest scholarship. It's 25% off your first year's tuition. So we have a very large number of students who receive that. And then we have our City Harvest Network Scholarship. So this is a partnership of churches that are already connected with World Harvest Church, and any student who comes from those churches becomes eligible for that scholarship. Then we have the Ellen Parsley Memorial Scholarship. This is our founder, Pastor Rob Parsley. This is his mother. And so this is a very significant scholarship, and it is offered to students both on campus or online, and it's 100% of your first 2 years tuition. And then those music students, they have their own scholarship. So they can you can receive a Valor Music Scholarship. Now you do have to send in a video as a way of sort of auditioning for that, but it is 100% of your first year tuition. So I wanted to stick to the time that we were given. I will be in the breakout room for additional questions, but you can reach us through the website. You can always email admissions. This is the email address for our director of recruitment and our admissions coordinator, but I will be in the breakout room that we will have, but Wilberforce is going to present next, and then we'll move to the breakout rooms. Thank you for your time.
Hey, how are you? Can you guys hear me? Okay, that's great. I think you guys can.
Yes, we can hear you.
That's great. How you guys doing? Devontae Berry from Wilberforce University. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Okay, guys. My name is Devontae Berry. I'm an admissions counselor here at Wilberforce University, and I'm also a 2016 graduate, and I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And I majored in mass communications while I was here at Wilberforce. So just a little history about Wilberforce. We are the first and we are the future. As hopefully most of you guys know, that we are the first private historically Black college in the United States. And hopefully we can get some of you guys to get on board and continue this great legacy and be a part of our great history here at Wilberforce. So here on my screen, here's our value proposition. So this is basically our commitment to you guys. We're a premier liberal arts institution with a career development and an entrepreneurship focus for our students with high potential. And what that means is that with us being a liberal arts institution, you guys can come to Wilberforce, you guys can major in a various of things. We have people here that have high aspirations on being a journalist. We have some people here that have intentions on going to med school, being a lawyer. We have engineers and a few more things here. So that comes with us being a liberal arts institution. We have a few things here for you guys to be a part of and shoot for the stars. We were founded in 1856. Like I said, we are the first private historically Black college. We're owned and operated by the AME Church. So we do have some other scholarships available for those AME affiliated students also. So if you are, I'm going to have my information, or I'll be available in a chat room to discuss further about that. We were named after the 18th century abolitionist against slavery, William Wilberforce, and he teamed up with Bishop Daniel Payne, which is the first African-American college president, of course, with us being the first. and we are a full accredited institution by the HLC. All right, so let's jump into it here a little bit. Our academic experience, we try to engage, support, and assist students in identifying and preparing for their respective purposes. All right, so when you guys come to Wilberforce, we say, hey, what do you want to be? All right, so if you say, hey, I want to be an engineer. All right, well, great. We're going to see what we need to put in place so we can get you guys in position to be the great engineer that you want to be. We want you guys to be the best you. We're not going to take students and try to change their direction. However, we'll just be here to support you guys on the direction that you guys want to go, and then make adjustments along the way. And then with me being a graduate, I like to give an example all the time. So I came to Wilberforce, I majored in computer science. I had my mind made up. This is what I want to do. Not saying I couldn't want to do it. However, I engaged with my professors, my academic advisors, and they helped me figure out what was I wanted to do. So I explained them some of my aspirations, and they pushed me in the direction where I could be the best me. So I stayed with the computers. However, I wasn't too much of a fan of science. So of course, I majored in mass media communications, and I did very well there. And that engage and support system helped me, so I didn't have to go through some of that trials and tribulations of changing my major later on down the line. All right. So the student experience here at Wilberforce, we're very, very big on co-ops. So I'll always point to our co-ops during this presentation. Wilberforce University requires students to participate in 2 co-ops. So you can't even graduate from Wilberforce without taking 2 co-ops. You have to get that hands-on experience. We like to have our students graduate with a resume almost as equivalent as their college degree. That's how you separate yourself. You show up to these employers, hey, well, you and someone else have a degree. All right, we're gonna build this resume up. You did XYZ internships, you partner with them, you did this is how much experience you got. And that's what separates you from the rest of the world. I know if I'm going to hire someone, I'm always going to hire the person who has the most experience, and that's just how it goes, unless you know someone. All right. However, we have 1,000 companies come. We have 2 career fairs for students. We have one when you guys first get to school. Maybe we start in Octoberish, give you guys an early look, and then we have another one in the spring, which is usually the bigger one. And students are usually sharpened up. Our more freshmen and things like that will attend those to see how they can get opportunities here for these co-ops that we got. They're here for us, so we have to take advantage of that. All right, so let's talk about our majors here. I'm going to talk about 3 majors. I'm going to talk about I'm not going to say top 3, but I'm just going to talk about 3 majors. I'm going to be a little biased, of course. I'm going to say what I got my degree in. Of course, I think that's the best major. Mass media communications. That's video production, audio production, radio commentating, broadcasting, journalism, web design, graphic design. We have a drone diagnostics program tied into it. We have a state-of-the-art recording studio. So students that's interested in music producing, music engineering, making beats, piano, guitar, mix, mastering. We have it at Wilberforce. That's one of the things that our students are taking advantage of right now with our state-of-the-art recording studio. All right, another dope major at Wilberforce, I will say, will be our engineering program. And I say that because we have 4 different areas of engineering, and a little bit longer in my slide. I'm going to tell you another reason why engineering probably is number 1. However, like I said, I was being biased. We have computer engineering, we have electrical engineering, we have mechanical engineering, and we have a minor in nuclear engineering. And of course, our nuclear engineering comes with an affiliation with NASA. And we actually have a NASA room on campus. And NASA also provides a few scholarships for some of the students that are majoring in engineering and in the computer science field. So you guys definitely will see those emails and see how you guys can put yourself in position to take advantage of getting a scholarship from NASA, which is, you can imagine, will most likely be a full ride. All right. The third top major at Wilberforce, I would say, will be our social work. Social work is thriving in the area of Ohio that we're in at the moment. We have a high opioid addiction right now. So a lot of these prevention centers, rehabilitation centers, help centers, call centers, they're seeking interns. So pointing back toward those co-ops, you can get a hands-on experience. Like I said, I'll use me as an example. While I'm working on my master's degree, I did an internship was 8 minutes away from campus with an all-women shelter, family violence prevention center, hands-on. We did everything but pass meds. So you can imagine putting that on your resume. Being in the social work field, you got that hands-on experience with families, which is a passion for people that have the passion for stuff like that. It's a dope opportunity. It's a dope thing to do, something to have on your resume. And at the end of the day, it's real. It's something that you did and you experienced, and it's on your resume, and you did that at the same time while getting your degree. Got to separate yourself. All right, moving along here. Student resources. We have a few resources here for students. We have a writing lab. There's the email for students that if they need help, they don't have to walk around and shoot an email out. They'll hopefully come in handy for us definitely dealing the way the world is pointing toward right now. Emails are the best friend right now. We have a writing lab for students. If you need help with your papers, want to work on a school newspaper, or if you need help with any articles or anything like that, there'll always be help available for students in our writing lab on campus in our library. We also have a math center in a library also for students that need a little help in pre-cal or something toward the math field, stats or anything. All you have to do is email the math center help, and those advisors or upperclassmen will be there to assist you. At Wilberforce, we give back a lot. So you definitely hear me talk about that a lot. Students, we understand and we charge ourselves to keep our HBCU going. So you'll hear me talk a lot about that. We also have Ohio Link. Ohio Link is for assistance for students, for resources, writing these papers. Plagiarism is something that you don't want to come across in college. It absolutely will not be tolerated at Wilberforce. So we have Ohio Link. It is available to help you guys research, cite, and being able to complete your papers with the correct resources and citing, giving people credit for their work, and so you don't steal and get a bad grade on your paper. All right, it's not hard to do, I can tell you that. The campus experience, Wilberforce, we are in the NAIA. All of our sports are men and women's, not together. We have two separate teams. We have basketball, we have cross country, track, and we also have golf as our intercollegiate sports. All sports come with scholarships. Yes, you can walk on. And yes, we have intramural sports in those same sports also. Fraternities and sororities. We are one of the oldest institutions in the world. So pledging at Wilberforce is actually a dope thing. We're home of some of the oldest chapters in the Divine Nine, with us being founded in 1856. Of course, some of those chapters' first stomping grounds was on our campus, which is dope. That's a dope thing to go to a school that's big on pledging. Being a part of something that means something. You can definitely feel that when you're on our campus. Study abroad. We actually had 4 students do study abroad last summer. They didn't do it in the fall because they don't offer fall. And of course, this January, COVID-19 took place before students could actually get out. So study abroad is actually something that we do here consistently. It's not something that's, this year that happened, this semester happened. No, this is something that happens at Wilberforce often. One of the most recent was that we partnered up with the James Baldwin Writers Colony. We had students go to the Netherlands. That was dope. The university, of course, helped fund, and it was a dope experience for those students. Hey, I'm pointing back to talking about that resume again. Isn't that something dope to be on your resume? You went to the Netherlands at the James Baldwin Writers Colony Summer Program. That was a great opportunity for those students. We also have tons of student organizations. Man, I don't know where to start. Some of the popular ones is the Royal Court. If you're familiar with HBCUs, you know the Royal Court definitely the kings and queens on the campus. It's one of the most popular things to be a part of when you're attending a Wilberforce. However, we also have Student Government Association. We also have different student-based, student-started programs, Black Women United, Black Male Coalition, SOB, Campus Cleanup Crew. We have tons of organizations and a few other things that's can fall into sports too, like cheerleaders. We also have Glitter and Gold Jazzers and different other drama clubs and 3 modeling organizations. It's a ton of things to get involved with on campus. Moving along here, religious life and community. We are an AME affiliated school, as I said earlier. So yes, we do have religious life. Every Thursday, we hold a chapel service to build community around our institution. The whole school dress up in our Sunday's best. So we put on our best office outfit and we go into work and we get an hour of power. We usually have a pastor, motivational speaker, an activist, somebody just to talk to our students and staff, just to give us an hour of power to build campus community. So students that are shy away from religion, that's okay. Sometimes it just be a motivational speaker. And they're there for us, so why not? WU Media learning program. We have a great program of WU Media that points back toward my major, mass media communications. Like I said, we offer a full studio experience for students that have aspirations on being a musician. We have a state-of-the-art studio. We also have different programs tied into it to make it flourish. All right. Just pointing back toward here about the sports we have at Wilberforce. I'm displaying our women's team there at back-to-back appearances to the national tournament. That's dope. First time that has happened in Wilberforce history. So of course we want to give the ladies a little shout. This is just a quick glimpse at tuition before I jump into some of the other numbers. Our tuition, so to go to Wilberforce is actually $20,250, and that's split down the middle for 2 semesters, $10,125. And I'll talk about one of our alumni experiences here. Who I'll talk
Mr.
about.
Berry.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me interrupt you real quick because we're going to get ready to go into breakout sessions, and this information we want to share with those students that are specifically interested in Wilberforce.
Okay.
If that's okay.
No, that's fine. I'll just go ahead and talk about our requirements here, and then we can move along to
Cool.
that or to
Thank
the next
you.
agenda.
Because you might have to repeat the requirements again in the breakout session too, just so you know. So
Okay, that's fine. Do you want me to do it, or are we ready for the breakout sessions at the moment?
we're going to get ready. If you want to hold that piece for the breakout session, you can.
I sure can, so we can stay on schedule.
Okay, great.
Sounds
So everyone, now we're going to move into the breakout session. And as mentioned before we started, we're going to have like about 7 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes in the breakout. So we can try to be finished up by, let's say 7:45, 7:50, and come back with just some general questions. So before we get into the breakout sessions, let me go ahead and assign our presenters to a breakout. Mr. Berry, I'm going to send you, just so you know, you're going to go into the private breakout, and I will send that to you in a moment. Let me, because students or participants, I'm sorry, you will choose the breakout that you're interested in, and you can decide to go to any session you're interested in. So presenters, you probably will see in a moment your session to go to. And let me get this other one here. And if you have problems, stay on in the main room here and I will put you in there. Let's see here. Okay, and I think let me get the community college. And I will open those sessions up. So presenters, all the breakout rooms are open. Students or participants, I'm so sorry. We first just say, I hope that was a good experience for everyone to break out. I know we were pressed for time and We had a little snafu with someone not being able to get back in to the session. But before we close, are there any questions? Put in the chat, and what we will try to do is answer those questions or direct them to the college rep, because we have everyone's email. So if you want to do that right now, and we'll monitor that and make sure we get it to that college rep at the institution that you're interested in. Let's see. Let me say a quick thank you to all the presenters. We appreciate you. We thank you. We could not have done this without you. And I must say, I was very excited that you guys were excited to join us. So thank you. And we'll probably call on you again later. So look for that. But I just want to say thank you. Participants, you can see right here on the slide some of the contact information. Hopefully you were able to get that in the one-on-one, but take a quick screenshot of that information there so you'll have it just in case you want to give someone a call. Let's see, one other final announcement. Am I sharing my slide? Okay. Okay, hold on. So just a plug, our next CAP session is going to be December 1st. And it's a session about the mock interview process for admissions, 6:30. Here's a quick look at the flyer. The information with the Zoom link will be going out soon. So look forward to that. Again, invite your family, invite your friends. This is wonderful. I appreciate everyone coming out, all the students, your parents that were also there. And I want to say happy Thanksgiving and be safe. And I think that is it, unless the committee has anything else.
I just want to say thanks to everybody. And with we're going to do a mock admissions committee. So you're going to get a chance to actually look at applicants and then make some decisions. So I'll be leading that next time. So come back and join us. It should be a lot of fun.
All righty. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. And thank you again, presenters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you, Ms. Farmer.
You too. Oh, you too, Mr. Barry.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
you.
Make sure you all stay healthy and safe.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You
You as
too.
well.
That was nice.
Who was that kid? That was
Very
cool.
nice.
Thank
Bye,
you.
sis.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Stephanie.
Sis.
Thank
I'll see
you.
you
Appreciate
Friday.
you.
Okay, see you Friday.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, ladies. Be safe.
You too.
Happy
Thank
Thanksgiving
you.
to you too.
Ari is
still
still
recording?
there. Ari, are you there? Because I was talking to Ari. Ari wasn't answering me. The whole time.
It looks like
We were in the main session together.
Oh,
I don't think
Is it
Ari
still
was there.
recording, or is it?
oh, whoops. Okay. And we're going to pause.